Hey guys, it's Ben. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm bringing you guys a new Hot Toys unboxing. This one is none other than Kate Bishop, aka the new Hawkeye. This one's very special to me because the Hawkeye series was one of my favorite shows from the MCU, and it's pretty much up there on my top 5 for MCU projects. This is my first waitlisted item to actually be ordered and received. If you guys haven't used Sideshow before, they do have a waitlist system where if the initial run does sell out or if people cancel, there are other opportunities to actually place your orders, and this one is my first one of that. So Kate Bishop is now my 4th hot toy in my collection. She is my first MCU character of my collection. I don't really consider the Amazing Spider-Man part of the MCU because it was just a one-off movie, but if you guys haven't seen the Marvels, there is a spoiler alert on the end of that movie. Kate Bishop is on the end scene of that, so that's pretty cool. First things first, it comes in a little shipper box. It is protected by a little bit of plastic. The cover art looks dope. It is none other of Hailee Steinfeld as Kate Bishop right here. If you are interested in the number, this one is TMS074. Nothing on the sides. They got a little bit of the Hawkeye logo right here on both sides. The only cool thing on the back is this little actual Disney sticker. Got a little Mickey Mouse head right there. That's pretty cool. But other than that, nothing too special about this one. There isn't any cool reflective detail or anything. On the bottom, it does say Hawkeye right there as well. So that's about it. All right, without further ado, let's get that first reveal out of the way. Here is the front panel of Kate Bishop. The back of this actually is pretty cool. It says, "This holiday season, the best gifts come with a bow." Kind of weird that we still haven't gotten a Clinton Barton. He is showcased on the back. There have been numerous prototype photos of him online. Definitely waiting for him to come out because I will be pre-ordering that one. All right, so we're going bottom on this one. Oh wow, she looks really cool. Really purpley, kind of like matching my sweater here. Does have her little case for her accessory piece. Definitely thinking it was going to be a little harder or heavier, to be frank. It's got the little purple on the outside and it has some sections right here to plug onto her back. It does have a variety of hand gestures. I really like the assortment of all the different arrowheads that we got. We got 6 arrows, it looks like, as well as 6 arrow attachments. They definitely have different names to them. I'm not sure what they're called. I wish they were actually labeled, like, kind of on the show, but I guess that was too much detail for Hot Toys. We got this cool looking bow. Oh, this is sweet. Oh, loving the detail on this. I wonder how... Okay. Got some resistance on there for the bow. Looks really cool in hand. It's got the brown finishing on the outside. Hopefully in the next movie or show she'll get an upgrade on her bow. She's always had a difficulty holding this one because it doesn't retract like Clint's does. This one is a very basic bow. Very similar to what she had in the show. Nothing special, just some brown finishing on the outside. Here is the reveal of Kate Bishop's face. Oh, she's very protected here. Got some plasticking on her head. Got those plastics off. Looks like some tape around her neck. Definitely have to try to get that off later. She looks really cool. She's a lot smaller in hand compared to my other Hot Toys. But I know a lot of people have been having some gripes about this head sculpt, but my God, I think the one thing that Hot Toys does really well is the fact almost always in hand, they do look 100 times better. And this is no different with the Hailee Steinfeld head sculpt. She looks very, very screen accurate to what we got on the show. And here is just a close-up of that. So the hair is sculpted. She has her bangs in the front, the ponytail in the back. It has a little bit of articulation. It goes back and forth. It probably unplugs from her head as well, but very delicate looking. I don't want to rip that off if it doesn't come out, but it does definitely articulate just a little bit by swinging back and forth. More or less, it's so that her carrying case for her arrow stays intact right there on the back. She has a little bit of armor right here on her shoulder. Looks really cool. But yeah, and then she also has the arrow attachments right here on her waistline right there. So that is actually what we do have on the arrows in place. All right, guys, here she is. Got all the little plastic stuff off of her. Took the plastic off her hands, her feet, her neck area. The one downside I will say is about this quiver, that's what you put the arrows in. I was having trouble with it. It kept coming off, and it says that you have to take off her head to attach it. However, it actually does slip on just fine because it comes off just as easily, which is kind of a downside. That's kind of on there right now, but when I was trying to like just move her, I had her like this and it just came right off. So that is a downside of this figure so far. The ponytail, like I said, it is articulated. It moves left and right. Its function is so that it holds the quiver in place so it doesn't actually fall off. But I feel like they should have done like some kind of like magnet type of system, and I think they should have done that for this Kate Bishop figure because this isn't secure at all, and just like that it comes right off. And so I gotta like finagle it a little bit. There are 2 holes that it sits on, but there isn't any sort of locking mechanism other than the hair piece that kind of just keeps it in place right there so it doesn't move. But her head just goes left and right. It doesn't go too much up or down, and that's because it's supposed to keep the quiver in check right there. Other than that, it looks really cool in hand. The details are immaculate. The only other thing I would say that I wish would have came with the figure, which isn't too much of a gripe, I definitely wanted another head sculpt, especially for the price tag. This one is on the cheaper side because it doesn't have any other attachments or head sculpts. This one set me back $270, and it is definitely on the cheaper price point as opposed to some of the other figures that run you up to about $300 to $400. The other thing that I will say is her little side leg pouch over here keeps falling down every time I move it, so it falls down like that. It's not very secure up here on her leg. My Batman has a similar pouch and his doesn't fall down, so I don't know if her thigh right here is just a little too narrow on the bottom. So on this little clip right here, I feel like there's way too much space. Even if I push it all the way up, it still slips down just a little bit. She does have pretty cool articulation, you know, with her arms going up, makes that little sound, down, left, right. Here we go, some leg articulation right here. That's pretty cool. Her foot, I really do like the articulation on the boot. It's very seamless, it looks like. So right here, it goes up and down, left and right, just a tad. But I really like that she is easier to stand. So her the bottom of her boot is very rigid, and so it's very easy for her to stand without the stand. I'll put her right there. She looks cool. Now here are all the different arrow attachments, and they do go in her quiver. 3 of them have a silver ending, and the other 3 have the purple ending right there. Definitely would have preferred that they had the names labeled on it, kind of like in the show where she actually put a label maker and she labels all the arrow shafts. And so I don't necessarily know what each one of these are. You get 6 of them, so they all just go kind of in the back of the quiver right here. So far, all of them do fit. I gotta shake them up just a little bit to kind of get it in there. I feel like some of them definitely don't go in all the way because at the bottom, it is a lot more narrower right there. So maybe I'll only have like 3 or 4 of them in there, but there we go. I'll definitely be taking some photos, and you guys can look at that at the end of the video. I didn't really show much articulation in her body, but she does have it in the torso area. And same thing with the legs, go up, down. She's got pretty good articulation. It's a little restrictive on the pants. Here's her stand right here. It has Kate Bishop right here on the nameplate. The top of it is actually kind of weird because it kind of has the little silhouette of Kate Bishop. And this side is matte while this side is glossy. So this part of the stand is probably going to be prone to fingerprints and whatnot. But I really would have preferred them to actually just do the whole thing as the purple Hawkeye, as opposed to doing the little silhouette of her, the outline of her body. This is okay. I've definitely seen better stands. And this is another one with the crotch grabber. This is her on her stand, looks really good. The crotch grabber was actually harder to put into this slot for some reason today. Usually I don't have any issues with that, but that was just something that I noticed. The other thing that I did notice was actually, so the arrowheads. I only put the arrowhead on this one, I took all the attachments off, and it looks like that you're supposed to take off the arrowheads to fit all 6 of them perfectly. And so I just have the one, and now they all do fit perfectly, except for that one. It does hang out just a little bit, but that's one thing to note, so that way you have 5 of them in here and she can have the bow with the other arrow. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Definitely cool to add her to my collection. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and make sure you hit the notification button to be notified of all my latest unboxings. And with that, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.